One of the biggest transits of the entire 2024 is taking place as we speak. Pluto is moving into Aquarius, January 20th. So I'm actually releasing this the 21st in Australia. So it's happening as we speak. Now, when there's big shifts, you may feel them, and everybody's different. Everybody's sensitivity awareness is at different levels. So you may very well feel it like a ton of bricks, or it might be subtle or nothing at all. So whatever's happening for you is completely perfect for you. Can you hear all the birds? I've got my doors open today, so they're obviously part of this. So let's absorb what's happening around us through this reading, because we're absolutely stepping up as a collective. Now, Pluto is the planet of fresh starts, of rebirth, and rebirth we know is death and then being born, right? And it's a very exciting time because parts of us that don't resonate anymore will just be falling away like mofos. And the thing is, when parts of us fall away, sometimes we can grieve those parts and try to pull and hold on to them and, really carry them and drag them. And this energy is really helping us to not need to be holding on to parts that just don't work for us anymore. Now, this is happening as a collective, believe it or not. So it's an exciting time. Now, coming into Aquarius is like the very an innovative type of energy. It's very much about, state of the art, technology, that type of thing, like first times. So we're coming into a place that we've never been before. We're coming into a place of the, humanity not just being pushed around. Everybody's standing up for themselves. Now, this can create this, but ultimately, it's very much bringing a lot of compassion in, so we can not only be compassionate with ourselves, but we can understand others. And personally, conflict isn't something that we'll feel comfortable in. Worldwide, we really need to push our love and our light toward just sending it out to the world. Because we have these technology, we have first times, we have a place that is unfamiliar. So there could be a little bit of confusion in that. So just really stand in your power, really just, emit love. Omit? I always get confused with those two words. But just send love. Always send love and compassion. And it's very much a time that we want to reinvent ourselves and get to know who we've become. Like, it was interesting because only last week I've got so many angel cards, tarot cards, starseed cards, you name it. And I looked at my whole thing and I went, oh, I'm ready to move on from these cards. I've had them for years. So it's like I want to clean out everything and start bringing in stuff for my new version of myself. And I can feel that happening for everybody. Now, Pluto stays in Aquarius until 2043. So it's going to be like a world that we've never seen before, a universe that we've never seen before. But just stay in your power, stay in your independence, stay in your truth, and know that everything that's happened before us has got us to this point so that we can withhold our strength and independence in this time. So let's get started. Tune into Pluto, 1, 2, or 3. Which one is calling you? And I'm just going to channel the messages from Spirit as I do every week. But don't forget to stay to the end for your opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with me in the month of January. And just before you go, don't forget also in my description to check out my upcoming events. Term 1 is jam-packed already. So I'm teaching communicating with spirit. I'm teaching a class where we absolutely connect with the quantum field and do spiritual healing. I'm teaching Reiki, and I'm also bringing them online. So there will be online options in the next week or so, which I still haven't sat down to work out my dates. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Drop me a line. Tell me what is calling you. What is it that you want in your spiritual journey? And I'll let you know what course or classes will match that. And you know what? If I haven't got something available for that, there's always this space to create, isn't there? I like to be guided by you also in what I bring to the table. What else is there? Bohemian Summer Festival I will be working at, which is in Ballin near Geelong in Victoria on the 16th to the 18th of February. And I'll also, my next appearance at the Mornington Minor Magic Market will be Sunday, March the 3rd. So they're the dates that I've locked in so far. Check it out in the description if you want more info. Let's get to it. Okay, Pluto number 1. Now, when I sit with this image and I feel into it, I feel like there's a very much your dark side that's rearing its head at the moment, because you're ready to really, like, it's coming up for like the last hurrah. You're even the way I'm speaking now, I'm like, It's like you're a bit panicky about what to expect, what's coming up. And it's almost like I wouldn't be surprised if it's stuff you thought you've worked through. It's old stuff. It's very old. Like if you have, and this is a general reading, take what resonates, but it's like almost you're in a new situation with familiar feelings from past events. And it's not even about this, what's happening now. It's very much from very long ago in your past. So when you look at the situation and you're thinking, they're this, they're that, they're this, it's really you. What's coming up, what's bubbling up inside is very much related to something that is in the past. Look, you have worked on it, but there's remnants hanging around that are ready to just completely shift. Now, some of us can be addicted, and I dropped the card, so I need to get that one. And it is health. So I'll come back to this. But some of us are addicted to the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of expecting the worst, the feeling of feeling deprived, abandoned, whatever that might be. And because you're shifting and being very much in the flow with the Pluto transition, amongst other things, this is not familiar to you anymore, so it's very uncomfortable. In your energy, I feel the uncomfortability is heightened to heights that you haven't experienced for some time. And that's purely because it's the last part of this forgiveness, this compassion, this letting go. And it's interesting because I heard the other day, and I know this, that with homeopathy, for example, they treat a symptom or an illness with the remedy is what they're trying to fight. For example, if you got a snake bite, God forbid, the remedy might be lachesis, which is actually made from snake venom. So they treat it so your body then can become accustomed and build a barrier so that you can overcome that snake bite, for example. So it's almost like with you, it's coming to the surface so you can feel it, so you can heal it. Yeah. It's coming to the surface so you can feel it, so you can heal it. And this is like literally the remnants of it. This isn't the start. This is the arse end. So thank God for that. So I can feel that, and it's overshadowing you. Now, remember that this is just an energy. This is an energy of events, of discussions, of traumas, or whatever it might be. And you don't actually have to relive it. Now, I know, and my mum, if you're watching this, mum, my mum tends to tell me a story of something that might be distressing her, like she's reliving it. Like she'll go, and then they said this, and then they said that. And I'm like, whoa, 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 just tell me the story, don't relive it. So through this time, do not relive it. Just let your body, mind, and soul tell you the story. So be more of an observer with what's going on rather than being someone who's absolutely participating, okay? Because this is just the last part. Let it, observe it, thank it and be grateful for it, because without these type of deepest fears, without these feelings, emotions, you wouldn't be exactly where you are. Now, the card that comes up for you is health, and it says, I will honor the physical vessel that enriches my soul. Now, as I speak, I feel my throat's actually quite sore, strained, or something. There's something going on here. So you might find it easier to write than speak at the moment. And, you know, I'm a big fan of writing and burning shit, right? I feel like it's a time for you just to write everything that you're ready to release once and for all. This is like tidying up, boot it off into the hemisphere. Like, it is not yours anymore. Oh, and I feel like a sigh of relief as I say this. It's sort of like a let go. You know, I'm having a coffee. So I just wanted to have a sip because I didn't want it to go cold. And I know you get that. I know you get that. All right, let's see. You've got an uncle, some of you. Now, this won't resonate with all of you, but there's an uncle vibe coming through here that has just popped in. Now, I'm not going to go into detail because this is a general reading, but know that uncle vibes are here with this healing process. Now, it might very well be there's something you need to forgive here. It might be that you've got an uncle in spirit that's coming close to help you through. It might be that there's similarities or a strain on your relationship, or a lost uncle, or there's something. And like, I'm being very general because there's so many of you, and it's not a one-on-one reading. If it was, it would be very specific. And if you are after one-on-one readings, click on my booking link because I do those as well. All right, so we've got the Judgment card, Discipline card, and Success. Wow, this is huge for you right now. Absolutely huge, because you're finding the strength to be able to step out of the darkness. And I'm just having a look at the neighbour, just going very slow past, looking in. So I feel as though there might be a little bit of paranoia with being concerned, or something. Actually, no, this is in the past as well. There was a time where you were concerned about everybody looking at you, everybody judging you, because, you know, the Judgment card. And thank God for that, because this relief comes back again. It's washing over me. So what is it? Feel free to share in my comments. What is it that you've literally let go of recently? Because I know you have. So not only is all this stuff coming up, but there's this compassion that you're, you know, everything I've said up until now in your reading, it's like you're already transitioning and doing it. And it's like you're giving 0 Fs toward if people are watching you, what they're saying about you. And I remember a friend saying to me many years ago that they didn't care if people were talking about them, just as long as they were. And I feel like there's this, you know, also, if you have someone in your life that likes to gossip about other people to you, you can guarantee they're gossiping about you, right? And you're becoming more aware of these things, and you're letting them go because you're raising and you can see things. Because the next card I get is Discipline. So you're actually getting a bit of a regime coming into the new year, whether that be daily meditations, whether that be, you know, less coffee, which I'm happy to purchase a coffee every second day, but I won't do it every day. You know, things like that. And I'm getting back onto my cacao. So I'm replacing that with something that is soothing for my soul, those type of things. And I can feel there's a discipline that you're doing as well. Some of you out there that are more teachers with children, feel like you're changing, and even if you're parents or aunties, uncles, whatever, with children, I can feel that you're learning for yourself through them as well. There's this, everything's changing around structure for you. You're getting more structured, you're getting a bit more of a plan in place, which is really helping your spiritual development, but more so your mental health. Your mental health. You're not being a victim to others. You're not being, you're not, he's driving past again. And finally you get the success card, because you're focusing on what matters. You're absolutely focusing on what matters. You're not wasting the time. Now, I just get children again. It's like children are growing up very quickly around you, and you're seeing how in a blink of the eye they're from here to here, and you're being drawn back into the moment. All right, now I'm just going to finish with one card to tie it all up for you, beautiful people. And it is this one. And it says, when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. And that's just absolute confirmation with everything you're doing at the moment. So, look, some of you at the start of the reading might have resonated with that, that's happening now. But I feel as though it's a process, it's progress, you're going through it. So know that your angels are very close. Know that you're being looked after and you're going in the right direction. So there's very much the light. I can feel the light coming toward you, and you're coming through this like tunnel of, feels some for you quite constricted, but know that you're on the right path. That's very much what this reading is. And oh, beautiful souls, take this love and support from Spirit. It is for you. Enjoy. And don't forget to listen to the end so I can tell you all about how to win a one-on-one reading with me. And don't forget to check the description for all my upcoming events. All right, Pluto number 2. Now with yours, this energy, I just take a big, soothing, deep breath. Are you doing breath work, my friend? Are you even facilitating it potentially, thinking about it, studying it, or just doing it on YouTube and copying? But breath is, if nothing else, if you listen to nothing else in this channeled reading for you, it's all about breath. Now, I remember when I went and had a C-section. It was funny. You see, the first time I had an emergency C-section with my first baby. The second one, they just booked me in. Had I known what I know now, everything would have been different, but I went along for the ride. That's just side note. No, it's not. It's very, okay. Okay, interesting. All right, bit of regrets coming up here in your energy. So it's like, for some of you, general reading, there's a bit of regret that's coming up, like you wish you had have done it differently. And it's lingering. It's lingering. For some of you, it's quite obsessive. So we're all at different levels, but there's a bit of regret. Now, see, the thing is, there's plenty of things that I've experienced in my life, and I'm at the point now where I actually don't have regret. Sure, I fucked up here and there. Sure, it wasn't the best, blah, blah. But had I not done it, I wouldn't be here and now. So you're shifting into that regret, coming into feeling grateful for the experience, but you're sort of going back and forth. Now, I had my first baby, C-section was an emergency C-section. Second time I went and they booked me in and I just went along for the ride. And I remember they were wheeling me into the theatre with my second one, and I was really big, and then all of a sudden I just remembered what I was going in for. The first time I had no idea. I went in with, that naivety, you just trust, they know what they're doing, just go for the ride. My birth plan was to have a baby. The second time when I went in, I literally put on the brakes. So when they were wheeling me, I said, stop! Don't, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home, no more. Don't want to do this anymore. You can't back out of that, right? 9 months pregnant. And then the anaesthetist, I remember his name was Andrew, and this was 7 years ago. And I remember he just looked at me and he was so soothing. And he said, breathe. The only way you can calm yourself down is breath. And that's what I get for you, my darling. So it doesn't matter what's going on around you, you can always be the calm amongst the storm, because you absolutely bring yourself back to center. Now, I actually have an app that I can set for every 15 minutes. It dings for me to breathe, and I breathe in and breathe out with the app. Breathe in, breathe out. And the first time I did it for a full day, I absolutely had my wits about me. I wasn't flying off the handle, being quite passionate. I blame that on it being Italian, of course. Yes, mama. But yeah, I don't find, I'm quite fiery, I'm quite direct, I'm quite passionate, and a lot of the times I hear myself at the same time you're hearing me. I don't think things through before it just comes out. I blurt. So in that, we need to pull back. So I know you're resonating with this. If this is not for you, it's for someone quite close around you that may very well be triggering you with how abrupt they may very well be at the moment. So coming back to the topic, it is to remain calm in the storm, if nothing else. Remain calm in the storm. So, have you added breath work to your week? It doesn't have to be daily. Don't get all up in your head about, oh God, I'm not doing good, I haven't done breath work today. But weekly is very necessary for you at the moment. I'm going meditation. No, it's breath. It's absolutely breath for you. So whatever that looks like, breathe. So it could simply be that app. It could be just like I say to my kids, if I'm yelling, can you please tell mummy to calm the farm and tell me to breathe? And they go, Mum, you're yelling again. I'm like, oh, thank you, because you're in it. You forget, right? And there's nothing worse than hating the sound of your own voice when you're screaming and yelling and being a bit loco. But we all do it. And it's a little bit fiery at the moment in this energy as well. It's very, it can be aggressive if we don't harness ourselves. And I really feel like it's a time for us all. I feel like this reading could be mine. Us all in number 2 to really bring that home. All right, let's get some cards for you. All right, firstly, we have adversity. Then we have forgiveness. And then we have change. Again, say it with me. You can't make this shit up, right? Because this is exactly what we've just said, what Spirit shared with us all. Adversity. I accept the challenge, that challenges are the best way to learn. So breathe, be the calm in the storm, and realize when we come from that place, we can absolutely observe what's going on around us rather than partaking in it and getting sucked into it. Now, I know with some of you at the moment, there's things going on in your world that you feel completely disconnected. Like it's too hard, you just shut off. And you don't actually have to deal with it like you think you do. It's like you feel like you have to go and save the situation. And when you realize you can just stand back and watch. So I have people in my life that sometimes come to me and say, help, this is happening. And instead of me actually actively helping, I talk them through it. And I go, I see what's going on. Explain it to me. Okay, what do you think the best outcome is? Right, what needs to happen for that to happen? Blah, blah, blah. So when you talk them through, they've actually got the answer. And I've said this before, I used to work with a company that if you went to management with an issue, you had to go to them with a possible solution. So you wouldn't just go to management and say, this is happening. You'd say, this is happening and I think this should happen to rectify it. And they would say yes or no, but you had to use your initiative. So if you're in a place of management or even with the children or whatever, have that type of initiative to empower them. So great, you got a problem. What do you think the solution is? So talk them through it, because you're going to find that they may very well come up with a solution that you wouldn't have thought about. but it's their stuff, not yours. You want to keep those boundaries. And that's the, it's like there's this forgiveness that waves over you because you should have done this, you should have done that, you should, like, I had a cousin that passed away a few months ago, and it was really interesting watching all the members of my family come up with a reason to make themselves guilty. I said I was going to visit him. I was going to ring him. I hadn't seen him in ages. I wasn't home when he knocked on my door. Someone didn't tell me that he visited. All these things that they tried to make themselves feel worse about the fact that my cousin had passed. Whereas because I am in this industry, of course I've got this relationship with spirit, all I felt was nothing but love knowing that he was finally at rest. Had I sat there and thought about, I hadn't visited, I hadn't done this, oh God, I could have come up with a million things. But you're in a place now where you're letting it be what it is. Let it be. Listen out for songs too. I know that there's songs speaking to you at the moment. Don't seek out the songs, but just they'll pop in to your head, or you'll just be shopping and all of a sudden words to songs will pop out to you, something like that, because Spirit's communicating with you at the moment to help you stay letting yourself, you think you're letting yourself off the hook. It's not that. It's absolutely giving yourself self-love. It's forgiveness. And that's where the change is at. When you take away feeling responsible for everybody else, ask them some questions, coach them through it, but don't give them the solutions. They've got them. Sometimes we have to sit back and watch them fall before they realise how to get back up. We can protect them as much as we want. But really, what happens if you're not there? They don't have the skills, right? We want to empower our people so that when we're not available, they know what to do. And just to finish off this beautiful ass-whooping reading, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. And look at the bridge. That's the empowerment right there. That's the empowerment right there. Because you're aware, more aware than some, it's hard to watch people do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, but they're not getting it. When you sit back and attract, the bridge will be built. Let them build the bridge. And that, my darling, is your reading for Pluto number 2. Expect the unexpected with this one. You know, when I tune into this, I don't get a lot. Usually when I tune into an image and I sit with it, Spirit throws stuff at me. But this one is the world is your oyster. A lot of starting over. It doesn't feel familiar. Sometimes you get this knowing or this sense or this guidance and you just trust, but this one's different. This is just like surrender. This is a full surrender. There's a lot of silence here too. A lot of silence. And it's not like my brain's raving and going 100 miles an hour. It's stillness. There's no fear. There's absolutely no fear at all. It's just stillness. Wow. I love it. I absolutely love it because I'm very busy and hectic and always got something going, and this is just like, I just want to sit here with you for a moment and I want to congratulate you, because how the hell did you get here to be this calm? Please share in the comments, how did you get this calm? You might not see it But if you look at yourself, say 12 months ago to now, you'll see the difference. A lot of the time we don't acknowledge how much work we've done, but in this energy, it feels as though you've got your shit together, regardless if you know it or not. Some of you will be going, oh, rubbish. But have a look at you. You know, it's interesting because I remember when I was initially with my husband and he would say things like, oh my God, you do so much for everybody and, you know, this, that, and the other, and you got to start doing things yourself. And I was so proud of myself because he didn't know me 10 years before that, where I was absolutely living and breathing for absolutely everybody else. And even though he saw that I was still doing that, to me, it was such a success. It's like when you see someone walking down the street and visibly they look overweight and you think, oh, geez, I really, you know, wish that they would lose some weight to get their health back. You know, complete stranger, judgy in your head, you look and you think. And then, but you don't know because that person's walking along feeling the best they've ever felt because they just lost 20 kilo and they're looking the best they ever have. So it's all perception. And we don't know what people are going through or what they've been through. We aren't walking in their shoes, are we? And so it's very much happening with you at the moment. You're in this blissful energy. I can feel it. And there'll be so many people around you still judging you, and you give zero shits. It's like you can ease, it feels like something significant shifted around Christmas for you. Just gone. And you made a decision that took you to this blissful space. And even though you may very well still be very hectic, very busy, all that type of thing, it's different because it's on your terms. You either broke away from a negative self-sabotaging behaviour, addiction, relationship, or you just broke away from the addiction to it so that you can do it on your terms. But either way, this is a beautiful energy and I want to congratulate you because whatever you've done, decided, shifted, it's worked. Oh, don't you dare say, but there's more to go. I just heard that. No, 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 no. You're exactly where you need to be, one day at a time. Celebrate it. Yes, it's a progress. Yes, it's a process. Just let yourself be very mindful of that self-talk. It's not as loud as it used to be. But Jesus Christ, woman, man, gender specific, whatever. You're doing fine. I just jumped 2 cards. I've got to get it. How are these 2 cards? I literally was shuffling them, right? These are the 2 cards from reading 2. Forgiveness and adversity. They both just dropped out. Whether or not you were looking at number 2 and 3, but these are different because these actually give me a bit of a headache this time around. Why is that? Why? Give me a second, guys. I need to see what's happened because this is completely different to the same cards but different. So whatever your patterns were leading you to sickness. But you put your foot down and stop that. So if there's some of you out there dealing with health issues, you're already well on your way to healing. I want to get one of these cards. Now, I haven't pulled these cards for any other reading, but this one, thank you. It's the Merkaba activation. It's transcendence, ascension, and you're rising up. So have you been connecting with Source? Because there's an activation going on for you. So this is unfamiliar territory for you. It's like you've connected with some healing force, like whether you're working with the quantum field, whether you're bringing in your starseed connection or spirit or source. Something here is something you haven't done before. Whatever you're doing now, keep doing it, because it's working and it's breaking the habits that where you were headed. Around Christmas time, it shifted. You haven't accepted, so some of you would have got some sort of diagnosis last year or in the past, and you've now decided that that's not fact, that's not something. Oh, I get excited. That's what's happening here. You're not being told what's happening with you. Now, I've said this a few times. A couple of years ago, a specialist wanted to take a third of my liver, and I said, thank you, but no thanks. And then I went on my healing journey, and I feel like there's huge activations going on where your cells are regenerating purely by thought alone. But you're channeling. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Every day this is a daily thing for you. Just keep visualizing the outcome and feeling that heightened emotion that it's already happened. And I feel like you already are. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? Hey? The thing with you is, though, you're at the point now where you're not talking to people about it, you're just doing it. You know how people make announcements and say, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's like, I don't care, just do it and show me, don't tell me. And you're at that point, you're like, cut the bullshit. You're getting on with it. Your healing is very personal, but take it seriously because you're well on the way, well on the way. All right, and I'm just going to finish up with this card. And it says, I am patient knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. You are. It's very much a daily, personal, private healing journey here. But you've decided, you know the outcome because that's what you're expecting. Keep the work up. Yes, some days are harder than others, but be patient. Be patient. And if you see this, some of you would be on a pregnancy journey too, because there's a beautiful angel here holding a flower, and it looks like now this doesn't have to be an absolute baby. It could be just the birth of an idea, a new beginning. And we're very much in the rebirth type of energy at the moment with the Pluto going into Aquarius as well. So some of you on a fertility journey, keep it up. Because if you've picked this card, there is a baby coming. But not how you probably thought. There's other ways a baby's coming. But either way, whether or not you just have it naturally, yeah, this is very, again, a general reading. So just take what resonates. But if you are pregnant at the moment, one day at a time, connect. And connect with your baby in your belly, please. Like, talk as if you've got that baby in your arms. Because I feel like there's a little bit of the shifting, the quietness, the privateness. You want to connect with that. And it could be just the fire in your belly, the passion in your belly, if it's not an actual baby. Or if you're wanting a baby there and it's not there yet, talk to it as if it is. Call it in. Because then your body will show you what needs to happen, what foods you'll absolutely repel against, what foods that you crave, those type of things. Your body will share that information with you. How exciting. And that is your reading for Pluto number 3. So for all of you that hung around to get some information on how to win a one-on-one reading with me for the month of January, I would like you to share what resonated with you the most out of this week's readings. What was it? And feel free to elaborate as much as you like. But I want to know what spirit brought you today that you intuitively came to, that you know was purely for you. And that, my darlings, is this week's readings. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all those algorithm things, and check out all my events, descriptions, etc. And I will see you all soon. Now, don't forget to be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself, because you are one magical soul. Mwah. Peace out.